If you've ever found yourself lost in a Taylor Swift song, you already know this isn't just music, it's a community. Swiftie Olivia Levin started a Tumblr at 13 years old that grew into a platform with over 600,000 followers, personal interactions with Taylor herself, and now a book. The Story of Us dives into how Swifties built a culture, a language, and a lifeline. Today, Olivia joins us to talk about fandom, friendship, and finding yourself in a sea of friendship bracelets. Let's welcome author Olivia Levin. Olivia, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to chat.
Yeah, so you started this journey as a teenager on Tumblr. Now you're writing a book about the Swiftie phenomenon. How did that come about? How did it happen?
Yeah, so I started on Tumblr and then I kind of took it to Instagram. So Instagram is now my main platform, and I just, I started it as a passion project. I loved finding people who loved Taylor's music the way I did, and as the page grew, throughout high school, my senior year, Taylor found it and invited me to her house, and then I kept running it throughout college, and then after college, it kind of just became a part of my job. And then this book deal came about a couple of years ago, and I really wanted to write a story, about the fans since the very beginning, so that the newer Swifties could learn all the lore and everything that's happened since the very beginning of our story as a community. And then the ones that have been around can just take a trip down memory lane.
Yeah, I mean, you casually just dropped like, yeah, I got invited to Taylor Swift's house. I have to ask, how was that? Is she as nice as we expect her to be?
She's even nicer than you would think. She's nicer than you hear, truly. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
There we go. That's all. And then your book is called The Story of Us. Why do you think the Taylor Swift fandom reached such a cultural peak over the last couple of years?
I think one thing I always admire about Taylor is that her best form of revenge is success. And, when her masters got sold behind her back, essentially, she took that and started re-releasing her old albums. And that helped hit a whole new generation of young people who really didn't know that much about her music. And so she's now with the Eras Tour, that's ultimately what led to the Eras Tour being able to happen. So it's just a very full circle moment. And this year we're celebrating the 20-year anniversary of Taylor's debut. And
Wow.
the Swifties are patiently awaiting debut Taylor's version, which will be the last re-recorded album we get. And I'm just so excited that this book is coming out this year.
Yes, it's perfect timing. And you've distilled 13 life lessons inspired by Taylor, which are principles that go beyond music. Can you share one that really sticks with people?
I think my favorite one is never stop being vulnerable. No matter how much heartbreak, how much hardship she goes through in life, she never shies away from being vulnerable in her music, and that's what keeps her so relatable to all the fans. It's what keeps that parasocial relationship going. We feel like we know her because in her stories we see ourselves, and I think from the very beginning of her career, she kind of saw herself in our stories too. So, yeah, I would say just she's never afraid to be honest no matter what happens and wear her heart on her sleeve.
Yes, and then I mean, for you, you're running a major fan platform, which means covering everything from the Grammys to random Taylor and Travis Kelce sightings. So what's it really like behind the
Yeah.
scenes for you when you're doing this in the moment?
It depends on the day. There's times when I'm like at Thanksgiving dinner and I'm like, sorry guys, I have to work. I have to post because Taylor stepped out with Travis, or Taylor's at a Chiefs game. So, and then during the Eras Tour, my weekends were all, taken up by the Eras Tour. So it really depends on the day. Right now, we're kind of in the middle of things. So, Taylor went to the iHeartRadio Awards a few weeks ago.
Wow.
I had a lot to post. And then I've just been doing a lot of book promotion and Easter egging it because the Swifties love a good Easter egg hunt. So, it really just depends on the day.
Yeah, well, you're doing something right because you're making it grow as you continue, and with your book as well. Olivia, thank you for joining us. I'm going to let our viewers know where they can go for more information. Her book, The Story of Us, How the Taylor Swift Fandom Changed Our Lives, is published by Simon & Schuster and is available where books are sold.